Hey everyone, James Marin here, and in this video I want to talk about something that I feel is a little bit overlooked, and that's blocking. Because of today's digital world and the fast pace in which productions have to operate on, I feel like productions are starting to get a lot more coverage of scenes with multiple cameras and then sort of constructing everything in the edit. Therefore, you end up getting a lot of singles and a lot of over-the-shoulder shots of each actor during each and every one of their lines, which basically creates a scene that has a lot of cutting back and forth on whoever is speaking, sort of like in this clip.
Whatever point is, things change.
Our oath to protect the Time Stone cannot change. And this stone may be the best chance we have against Thanos.
Yes, so conversely, it may also be his best chance against us.
Well, if we don't do our jobs.
What is your job exactly besides making balloon animals?
Protecting your reality, douchebag.
Okay, guys, can we table this?
Now, I'm sure with something as giant as an Avengers movie, they almost have to play the whole multiple camera and getting a ton of coverage game, because if they don't, they have such little time with the actors that they might not get everything that they feel that they need. So that's my little disclaimer on that clip. But a lack of blocking or lack of quality blocking really leaves us with a lot of coverage rather than crafting each and every frame. But what happens when we don't cut it all and we have multiple people in the frame, each one with their own individual lines?
아니, 그러니까 사망이 안 돼. 가만 있어. 말하지 마. 어쨌든 전화가 왔잖아. 그러니까 경찰에서 통화 추적 같은 거 그런 거 할 수 있는 거 아니에요?
통화 추적? 그게 에브리데이 아무나 해주는 게 아니에요. 그 얼마나 복잡한 건지 알고 하는 소리야 지금?
당신 지금 아무나라고 그랬어?
그만해. 들어가.
아니.
저기 양반, 우리 잠자는 사람들끼리 얘기합시다. 그래, 애들이 그러는 거니까.
아 이거 왜 이래요?
아니,
애초에 당신 따님한테서 전화가 안 왔어. 아드님이 꿈을 꿨는데 그게 너무 리얼한 거야. 그래서
지금까지 우리 얘기를 안 믿는다는 거?
이거 공무집행 방해인데.
야, 남자.
아니, 아저씨 내 다시 설명할게 차분하게. 네? 그러니까 어떻게 됐냐면은
알아. 당신 따님이 죽는 걸 두 눈으로 봤어. 근데 어제 새벽에 전화가 온 거야. 이게 말이 돼? 이게 말이 되냐고.
그건 민중의 지팡이 말투가 왜 그러니?
넌 왜 그러니?
아니 잠깐만.
That clip from the movie The Host, I think, is a perfect example of blocking that is well thought out but also feels natural. You can clearly see who's speaking and everyone's reactions all in the same frame, and to me, it feels a lot more masterful. But blocking isn't just about covering an entire scene. In a way, blocking equals framing, because without it, you can't quite create frames that have an intention behind it. Just take a look at this clip from Django Unchained.
What'd you just do to our sheriff?
Now you can get the Martian.
It's the epitome of creating a frame that feels graphic. All the information that the audience needs is all right there in a single frame, and it sort of just jumps at you. Here's another one.
You in the saloon? We got 100 rifles aimed at every way out of that building. You got one chance, get out of this alive.
Therefore, whether you just have two people in the frame, or a bunch of people in the frame,
No. That's not.
No.
That's no.
you always want to create the frame that you want with the help of blocking. Because without it, you sort of end up with a million different possibilities on where the actors or the camera could land if you sort of just wing it, like this.
We can't see you, Keith. You've gone too far. Okay, you've got to stay on that mark. The blue mark down there, that's for you to stand on, because that's where the camera is pointing, and then we can see your face.
Could you imagine how terrible that frame from Knives Out would be if Rian Johnson just said, "All right, everybody, just put yourselves in front of the camera. It doesn't matter. We're running out of time, and I gotta shoot it." But blocking and putting down marks for both actors and the camera isn't just for making nice compositions. It's also equally important when it comes to lighting. Here's another example from the movie Knives Out that illustrates the same thing.
Marta, you know this isn't fair. Okay, we've always been good to you, and you're like family, and we'll take care of you, but you have to make things right. Okay, you know what's right.
Also, the end of the clip I ended up including because I think it's a good example of arranging an entire ensemble. But blocking isn't just about creating a single frame and not moving the camera. What happens when we use blocking to our advantage to create multiple frames within a scene?
Que si Abdel y passe, je vais fumer un keuf. Je vais pas fumer un keuf comme ça pour le plaisir. C'est comme l'autre là, le CRS dans la cave quoi. Si j'avais pas eu le flingue, on s'est fait massacrer. De quoi tu me parles? Tu crois quoi? Je m'appelle pas Malik Ousekine, moi.
Grosse différence. Et le gars, il croit qu'on va passer nos dimanches, il lui a porté des oranges derrière les barreaux, c'est ça?
Ok, je quitte pas. Putain, mais moi, je demande rien à personne, moi. Surtout pas un mec qui vend ses fesses au keuf. Vas-y, gaulerie, vas-y, gaulerie. Non mais quoi, Moi, j'en ai plein de cul de subir ce putain de système tous les jours comme un connard.
That clip was from the movie Haine, and I think is a perfect example of what I call a handoff. A handoff is when a subject weaves in and out of the frame or within the frame, giving the camera the necessary motivation to pass the audience's attention from one actor to another. Okay, so that wasn't exactly a lot of camera movement, it was more like panning the camera. So let's see an example that has both movement from the camera and movement in front of the camera.
You from here?
I am.
Keep going, keep going. You're from here, you're a driver, you like music, you don't talk much.
No, I've spoken more to you today than I have to anyone all year.
Whoa, okay. Not a motor mouth. Noted.
Yeah, I have.
In my opinion, blocking becomes even more crucial once you introduce camera movement into the equation, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be more complicated. Notice how the camera's movements are still subtle and it doesn't bring attention to itself. And I think that the intention behind the blocking is sort of to make it feel like a dance, one in which she's leading, because every time they move, it's because she's leading the movement.
You know, we could get together some other time, some other place.
Oh, you mean somewhere that's not a diner or laundromat?
Yeah, well, it's not that this isn't nice, but...
Oh, well, we could go to, Bacchanalia.
And to add to that, I think that they made that choice in order to show the audience that they're sort of falling in love. But can you show emotion and power dynamics through blocking?
We have 40 pounds of product ready to ship. Ready to go. Are you ready?
Who the hell are you?
You know. You all know exactly who I am. Say my name.
You what? I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are.
Yeah, you do. I'm the cook. I'm the man who killed Gus Fring.
Bullshit. Cartel got Fring.
You sure? That's right. Now, say my name.
Heisenberg.
You're goddamn right.
As you can see, the placement of the camera either physically closer or closer with a lens, and the height of the camera either being at eye level, below, or above, all can influence the emotion of the scene. Therefore, blocking isn't just about framing or about having the actors in the camera get from point A to point B. But what happens when we throw blocking completely out the window and choose to intentionally have a more improvised style of filmmaking?
Kevin! Hey! Buzz the man in.
I am,
Buzz the
Howard.
fucking door. Go to the other buzzer, please. Hurry up. You're right there. Go ahead.
It's not working.
God damn it.
God damn it.
Hang on, sorry.
Open this shit up, man.
I'm sorry.
We don't got time for this shit. You got a game
Magnet
tonight.
sometimes doesn't.
Because everything is so loose and all over the place, it adds and heightens to the anxiety and the tension within the scene itself. But again, this was a choice that had an intention behind it. It wasn't just something that they decided on the spot and just sort of winged it. It was something that they creatively decided to do. Therefore, no matter what you do, whether you move the camera a lot or none at all, or if you have blocking that is meticulous and calculated, or perhaps something that's more improvisational, whatever you choose, think about the intention behind your choice and how the audience is supposed to interpret what you're presenting them. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it all the way through, and I hope that you got something of value from watching here today. If there's anything that I might have missed or something that you want me to elaborate on in a future video, feel free to leave me a comment down below. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you have a great day.